When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that McConey Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at McConey Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, McConey Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to McConeySetupShop.com and learn why McConey Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at McConey Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
I'm Ryan Newman, and since I started with Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives, I found out that some people think that they can't be an organ donor. The truth is, anyone can sign up to be an organ donor.
Anyone?
Anyone?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Anyone can sign up to be an organ donor. So don't count yourself out because somebody's counting on you. Go to driventosavelives.org and sign up today.
But my heart's going to you, Ryan.
Love that shirt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Thunder Valley Bristol Motor Speedway. This is a regularly scheduled TNT broadcast, but we figured we might as well play the big intro music here. The Carolina SimWorks TNT Series presents their All-Star Spectacular here on the high banks of Bristol Motor Speedway, but the surface is covered in dirt, something that hopefully we never see in the real world. We're going to get to watch a little bit of here this evening. No, Chad, damage is not on for the All-Star race. We got a new server set up for you here. But want to remind everybody that you can help support the broadcast for as little as $2.99 a month. We appreciate all the support of all of our subscribers here on YouTube and also our Patreon as well. Mike McCullen checking in saying this is going to be a dumpster fire and I can't wait. Yes, because there we see James Curtis hanging the back end out. Fat bottom girls, they'll be riding today. Chad Irvine also checking in, asking if the cars have nitrous. I don't think they do tonight. Nice job on the cone pickup there, though, by Mr. Curtis. James Watson, currently your quick timer. Actually, as he's heading out onto the racetrack, we'll pick him up. You can't miss the car, that's for sure. 18.34 seconds, the quick time for James Watson. It's only about a tenth and a half back to Patrick Byrne. We can take a look here and see if Patrick is out on the racetrack. He is not. However, Timothy Watson may be on the racetrack. At least it's telling us it is. There he is. Patrick Byrne, James Curtis, fourth. Fifth place belongs to Aaron Smith, a new name here to the TNT series. Wes Shire currently holding on to the sixth position here in the Homestead Coffee Roasters number 16. I absolutely love how the back ends of these cars are snapped sideways. We don't see the real dirt cars snap that sideways. Let's see if we can't pick up Chad Irvine here. Oh, he's running the 90s Jazz Solo Cup, well, I guess Coffee Cup paint scheme on that machine. Should have actually a pretty decent show here for you this evening, as the numbers should work out. And again, this is a big should. A 14-car starting grid, which means we will have 9 cars going home here with a 23-car entry list to this point in the evening. We're going to, at the conclusion of practice, we will have single-car qualifications. Cars will have 5 minutes to turn their 2 best laps, only the quickest of which will count for your qualifying time. After that, we're going to grid everybody up in heat races. So it should be, I believe we have either 2 or 3. Actually, we're going to have 3 heat races coming up here this evening. Top 2 will advance into the feature. Everybody else going to head to the alphabet soup. 10 laps the distance on the heat races, 15 laps the distance for the consies, and then we head into our main event here at the end of the evening. See if we can't get a quick word here with Chad Irvine. That Jazz machine looks like it is an absolute train wreck handful out there. What's going on with that car tonight?
The same as every other car tonight. It's just a complete train wreck. That's how the race is going to be. It's really hard to keep it straight in a straight line. You know, the corners, you can kind of control the drift. Throttle play is very huge in these, especially on the slick tires. But, I mean, I'll hit full throttle here, and, like, the back end just wants to step out, and it's all over the place. So, you know, you try to dive it in too deep, trying to make a move on somebody, you're going to lose the back end. Of course, it's dirt. You know, I'd probably rather be racing at Linda's Speedway tonight and have Chris Graham on the call of that one. But instead, we're going to the wall here at Bristol.
There you go. Look at that. Giving the shout-out for the Friday night broadcast. Got the play-by-play guy wrong, but that's all right. We'll take credit for that, too. Mike McCullen checking in, saying the livery is making me thirsty. Yeah, it may be time to go find a beer or 30 to get through this evening here. Connor Baldwin checking in. I believe he's racing this evening. Let's see. I don't see Connor on the list of drivers here. So Connor's saying, can't wait for the DXS race here. Yeah, you'll get to see the IR01s on the dirt at Bristol, because if this isn't bad enough, let's put a 1,000 horsepower beast out there. Also, got to give the shout out here. Jeff Davis saying the V and Free series, I'll spit it out once tonight, I promise. Starting next season, It's the same crew of people you see here in the TNT races, but they'll be running the Formula V car on ovals. That series is going to be a ton of fun to watch as well here. James Watson, who's out on the racetrack right now, one of the best on dirt. In fact, multiple championships in the jumpy trucks, the Pro 2 lights, the Pro 2s, and possibly even the Pro 4s, I believe. See who else we want to talk to here. Let's bring James Watson up into the booth. James, we see you're out on the racetrack here, but keep going, doing what you're doing here. Are you the only guy that has half a clue of what's going on out here tonight? We see you just put up a new fast time for the session.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I do a lot of dirt track stuff on iRacing, and I have a lot of real-world experience, and I come from a dirt track championship pedigree, so I like to think my heritage is coming through and will hopefully help me bring home the W in this. But there's still a lot of talented guys out here wheeling this car, so I don't think it's you could really give it to me yet. There's still a lot to be decided.
Well, now that you say that and you pump yourself up a good bit here, probably going to watch spin it on the pace lap of the feature. So good luck tonight, brother.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Again, another commentator's curse. I will be proud to claim that one. Good luck here tonight, James. Thank you much. We appreciate it. Should get to see the session advance here in just a few minutes here. Take a look and see. Kevin Smalley there on pit road. He's only turned 4 laps in practice. Sounded like he was planning on going into this race completely blind with no practice before qualifications. Sounds like that may be what he's doing this evening. How about Mark Mcdonald, one of the regulars that we see in the Indy Pro 2000 official series broadcast, one of the best guys in this car on the iRacing platform, coming out here for the All-Star Shootout, the best of the TNT series, taking on the best of the official series. Mark currently 9th quick, 1.3 seconds off the quick time set by James Watson. Timothy Watson now 2nd quick, Patrick Byrne, James Curtis, Aaron Smith, your top 5. Wes Shire, Derek Love, Jake Quereri, Mark McDonald, and Dave McDonald also in this one. So pretty cool to see the McDonalds joining us here for the festivities this evening. Trying to get a quick word in here also with Patrick Byrne. And Patrick, your 3rd quick so far on the timesheets here, about a half second off of James, but a half second on the dirt here in the PM-18s really isn't all that much in terms of time. How's the 27 machine feeling here tonight?
Oh, it's feeling all right. It's kind of quick. I've gotten very little practice, but it seems I'm naturally good at this, which is a good sign. I would like to thank my sponsor. I'm sponsored by the Thank You Jason Owens mobile. It's got his face plastered all over it. I hope you can get some real nice close-up shots of it. Make sure we can really give him a good show while he's sitting at a bar in Mexico.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure he's 37 tequilas deep at a cantina somewhere down in Mexico at the moment. Not even sure if he's going to be able to watch the broadcast this evening, but pretty sure he's going to enjoy the show one way or the other. So thank you very much, Bizzle. We'll hopefully be talking to you a little bit later on here in the evening.
Absolutely. Feel free to pull me in at any time.
Yes, mid-race, we're going to pull Patrick Byrne into the broadcast. And I believe we're going to see one of our race admins advance the session here out of practice in just a moment. They are good to do that whenever they are ready to do so. Is Timothy Watson and Chad Irvine going to wad things up here? Damage is off for the race tonight. That's another important thing to note here. So pit stops won't matter, but either way, the damage is off. Mike McCullen saying he is not Sobner for sure. So as we mentioned, coming up next will be qualifications. The drivers will have 5 minutes to set their 2 best laps. So far, 24 cars have taken time. That means we're going to send 10 of them home. Connor Baldwin saying the cartels blocked NRN in Mexico. Don't get us in trouble with the Mexican drug cartels, please, Connor. Thank you very much. We'd appreciate it. We are huge in South America, though. We'll see if any of our Chilean friends are tuning into the broadcast here this evening. Upcoming schedule for the TNT series. Just 2 rounds left. Next week, twin 25-minute races from the Phoenix Raceway. One of the best cars for the PM-18s is going to put on a big-time show here. Following that will be Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway. To wrap up the season, I can't believe we're already just about finished the season of TNT racing here. And there you go. Practice has finished here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Qualifications going to head out onto the racetrack. Let's see. Who do we want to pick up here? Car we haven't shown yet. Let's pick up Wes Shire here as he makes his way out onto the racetrack. Now, the track state has reset here. It was probably up around 80-90%. It's all the way back down to, I believe, 10% for qualifying. So a lot of track prep work has gone on here. Huge fishtail out of West Shire down the front straightaway. Names that are in green are setting personal bests. If you see purple, that means the driver has set an overall best time. Aaron Smith going to be quickest on the board, 17:14. Wow, fantastic lap for Aaron Smith. See what he's going to do here on lap number 2. Off at turn 4, down the front straightaway. New quick time, 16:75. Holy cow. Aaron Smith flying around the racetrack here. Pick up Chad Irvine. He's just finished his run. How about Patrick Byrne in the 27? There's the thank you, Jason Owens machine. Yes, it does have Jason Owens' face plastered all over the side of it. Patrick coming around to complete lap number 2. He was 17:42 the first lap. He goes quicker up to second quick on the chart, 17:34. Here's James Watson. Lap number 1 is in the books. See what he's going to be able to do here on lap number 2, 17:38. The quick lap time for Watson is Timothy Watson jumps up to second quick. What's he going to do down the front straightaway? Second lap is in the books. 17:07, not quick enough. Here's Mark Mcdonald making his way around on lap number 2. He's up to 7th quick. Dave McDonald out on the racetrack as well, currently the 10th quick timer. Josiah Wellwood going to be your slowest in qualifications so far. 2 laps in the books, and neither one of them is going to score as Mark Mcdonald moves up to 4th quick on the charts. That's going to put him towards the front for the heat races. Here's James Watson again. He's still out here turning laps. Waiting on Jason Hand, Josiah Wellwood. Well, Josiah's turned 2 laps and neither one of them scored. So waiting on Jason Hand. Watson out here turning bonus laps in qualifying. And he's setting quicker lap after quicker lap. He actually went 16:73 with the last lap. 16:75. James Watson's definitely got the car hooked up here tonight, that's for sure. Based on the number of heat races that we're going to see, that will tell you where everybody's going to line up. Jason Owens checking in, so I guess he is able to get the show in Mexico here. Too soon? Too soon for what? I'm not entirely sure. Let's pull Timothy Watson up here into the booth with us. We've already talked with James Watson. Timothy, good run here tonight. 3rd quick in qualifications. Not a bad time here. Only a little more than 1/3 of a second off a quick time. Should put you up towards the front in your heat race.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can win the heat, of course. I had wrecked my first qualifying lap, so I feel like that affected my fast time a little bit, but yeah.
Getting yourself locked in through the heat races is really going to be important, because then we're going to have the alphabet soup, and kind of the last thing you want to do is have to run the soup and all the consies and everything else that goes with it.
Yeah, that would, well, it's definitely makes it a lot easier if you can just get in through the heat, not have to worry about all that.
All right, well, there you go. Thank you very much here, Timothy Watson. And
yeah.
Cars are gridding up here. First, let's get you the results from qualifying. Aaron Smith going to be quick timer here, 16.753 seconds. James Watson, Timothy Watson, Mark Mcdonald, Patrick Byrne, your top 5. Now, here's where things start to get a little interesting. We have an invert tonight. We've inverted the top 6 cars. So if you were quick time overall like Aaron Smith was, you will start 6th in heat number 1, and we're only taking 2 to lock in automatically here. We'll bring Chad Irvine into the booth here. He'll join us for some color commentary. Chad, were any of the drivers aware of the invert? And 2, what are you thinking about this here? You've really got to go now.
There were a couple guys that were talking about the invert. Pat said that he was intentionally sandbagging just a little bit to take advantage of that, but it didn't seem to work out for him. But these guys are getting excited. We're getting all riled up here. Shout out to Mr. Jason Owens, for helping us put this thing on. Trevor Teal joined us last minute. This dude races everything, and I can't wait to see him running his heat.
Here is the starting lineup for heat race number 1. Cullen Johnston and Bill Walker are going to be all in the front row. Dave McDonald, James Curtis in row number 2. Mark McDonald, Aaron Smith on row 3. Nathan Ramsey, Rick Cleary on row number 4. It's got to be something like 5 in the morning where Nathan Ramsey is down there in Australia. 13 hours, I guess, whatever it is. I guess it's kind of getting towards early part of the morning,
noonish.
maybe.
Yeah.
I was going to say, my math's no good. That's why I sit up here instead of engineering setups for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the guys that joined us over from the Nitro Circus streams. We do all the same shenanigans over there. He goes by the nickname of Gecko, so shout out to Gecko out there racing with us at about noon-ish time over there in the Aussie land.
Seeing a little bit of tire warming there out of Dave McDonald down on the inside. I'm not entirely sure that that's going to make a difference. Good way to watch spin yourself into the fence here. Field's going to make their way off of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Once again, 10 laps the distance. Caution flags are possibly on. At least I believe cautions are off for the heat races. They will be on for the feature. But cautions are off, so you can't wad it up. That's the important thing here in the heats is pace trucks off at turn number 4. Green flags in the air. We're already 3, almost 4 wide. There's contact. We've got a dog pile down into turn number 1. Bill Walker and Aaron Smith. How did Aaron Smith avoid that?
I don't know, but that was an incredible start to the race there. I have to ask you, Chris, I heard you talk about this the other night on one of your other broadcasts. Do we expect to see any of those bizzles out there tonight?
Oh, yeah. I think that's what you saw right at the start. It was a Watt spin followed by a bizzle. Right off the start here, Aaron Smith going to be your early race leader. James Curtis is flat sideways down the back straightaway. Gets the car back under control. Top 2 are going to lock themselves into the feature tonight. And we should have, with only a 14-car starting grid, there may be some really good cars that go home here tonight.
Yeah, it all depends on how the starts to these races go. We've seen some guys with some extreme pace, and already we've got Nathan Ramsey, Mr. Gecko, going a lap down. It's unfortunate to see.
Mike McCullen saying the start was still better than the US 500. I don't know that you can lay claim to that yet because we haven't put everybody out on the racetrack. This one only had 8 cars in it.
Man, now I kind of want to go upstairs and send you a picture. I've got a original ticket stub and garage pass from that original US 500, and it's sitting upstairs on one of the countertops in all its glory.
Already lap number 5 in the books. Man, Aaron Smith is fast around this place. And again, damage is off, so you can bang the car off the boards as much as you want to here. It's like going go-kart racing at your home indoor karting facility where you're just beating stuff up because it's not yours.
Yeah, Chris, I don't know if you put any practice into these cars. I'm sure somebody's out there just going to try rim riding the entire time, just full throttle against the wall and see how it goes.
If it weren't for the car that would, it is on the new damage model, so it's potentially going to take off like a rocket ship if you hit the outside walls. It looks like Nathan Ramsey going to go another lap down here. That's sort of a running joke in some of our other groups here is you're getting lapped in a heat race. Nathan Ramsey's now gotten lapped twice in the heat races. Aaron Smith has the lead up to 5.7 seconds, and he's closing in quickly on Cullen Johnston. Let's also remind the viewers here, Chad, we're running the soup tonight, so everybody who DNQs out of this race is going to go into one of the stacked consolation races. We're going to have, should be 6 cars locked in, which would mean 18 or so heading to the consies. I think we're going to have at least a C main, if not a D, which is going to go for 15 laps. White flag's out here for Aaron Smith. We didn't even get to the fun part of the show yet. When everybody that's slow and not real good in these cars, oh, look at that. Race winner showing off, looping it around for the checkered flag. Now he's going to grab reverse probably and do the Polish victory lap.
By the way, you can do about a 29-second lap in reverse here at Bristol Dirt in these cars. I don't happen to know that off the top of my head from experience or anything, but anyway.
No attempts were made at that here. So let's get your results here from heat race number 1. Aaron Smith and James Curtis are the 2 drivers that'll lock into the feature. Mark McDonald, Dave McDonald, Bill Walker, Cullen Johnston, Rick Cleary, and Nathan Ramsey all going to head to the consies. Here's the grid for heat race number 2 as they're going to start to come out onto the racetrack. Chris Kresge and Trevor Teal will make up the front row. Gary DeMoss and Jake Querreri on row 2. Patrick Byrne, James Watson on row 3. Jeff Davis, Josiah Wellwood on row number 4.
Yeah, it's a very stacked field here. Both Watson and Byrne starting on the third row. Those guys have shown a lot of pace in these cars this week. To go along with that, Kresge, I mean, we know him. He's very familiar with these cars. He seems to be struggling a little bit on the surface. Trevor Teal, he is one of the shenanigans masters over in the Nitro Circus League. And we've got somebody pulling a Bizzle. No, wait, that's a Watt spin under caution. I'm trying to figure out who that is.
That may have been Patrick Byrne. Let's see.
That is Patrick Byrne.
Zach Evans says your time there was oddly specific here. Let's see if we can see what happened to Patrick.
By the way, Trevor Teal rocking my jazz paint scheme, by the way. That's one of the that's my second most popular one I've put on Trading Paints. The most popular one, of course, is the man taking using the bathroom in the Formula V. But anyway, I've got some great paint schemes out there, so, you know.
Oh, my goodness. Field's coming off of...
You're done with my stuff already.
Oh, this is absolutely fantastic. We're still wadding race cars up here under caution, trying to get people lined up here. Field's going to get the 1-to-go signal. Connor Baldwin checking in saying, I believe Chris has been lapped in a DXS heat race.
5 wide? Are we 5 wide on the start?
Well, it could be.
I think you're a little behind, possibly, sir.
Yeah, I'm trying to get myself back up to live coverage here. All right, well, here, we'll call it off of what I'm seeing, and we'll get it corrected after the heat race here. Green flag in the air. Yes, we are 5 wide here on the start. Patrick Byrne going to be your race leader over James Watson, Jake Querreri, Trevor Teal. Top 4 trying to get away here. Watson up into the outside fence.
Thankfully for him, damage is off. That makes it a lot easier. He'd be a lot more aggressive on the outside.
Yeah, that's this is turning into a bit of a mess here. Let's see. There we go. Now we're back to live coverage here. Not entirely sure how that got set up, but
we'll do it live.
We'll do it live. So still going to be Patrick Byrne as your race leader.
Already a couple cars a lap down. We're only halfway through this race. Jeffrey Davis and Kresge both a lap down.
Yeah, Jake Querreri running 3.5 seconds back of this fantastic battle between Patrick Byrne and James Watson. Now, this does matter for where you're going to start the feature race because you're going to line up all the first-place finishers, then all the second-place finishers. So it really is the difference here between starting on the outside of row number 1 and starting outside of row... Either inside of
row 3?
Yeah, either inside or outside of row 3.
Yeah. It's going to be inside of row number 3, I believe. But yeah, I mean, both of these guys have shown pace in practice all week long. They know exactly what they're doing out there. Just a matter of time to see how...
and Patrick Byrne goes around.
Patrick.
Byrne loops it. Jake Querreri's going to come around to claim the top spot. And Byrne's now just parked himself right in the middle of the racetrack.
What? It's very interesting. He's just sitting in neutral there.
Yeah, bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see how it's going to play out for him.
Is he going to try to run the soup?
I think he wants to run the soup, but he still should probably get off the racetrack here.
His steering wheel's moving.
Oh, James Watson absolutely drills him.
I think he might have
at the white flag.
He wasn't even moving before. Oh, they're still piling up in turn number 2.
This is turning into an absolute mess. Here's James Watson. He's your race leader. off of turn number 2, or off of turn 4 down the front straightaway. Checkered flag in the air.
Yeah, Patrick Byrne letting everybody that's on his lap pass him. Because now that both Kresge and Davis have passed him, he's going to finish last in the heat, and he's going to run the soup.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Connor Baldwin checking in saying Byrne doesn't have auto clutch. He might have stalled.
I believe that what we just saw from him was pure genius. But anyway, I actually have to go race now. So you have fun on your own. I will be back with you probably here in a couple minutes.
All right, bud. Thank you very much. Here's the results from heat number 2. James Watson, Jake Querreri, Gary DeMoss, Josiah Wellwood, Trevor Teal, Jeffrey Davis, Chris Kresge, Patrick Byrne rounding out the field. Watson and Querreri will lock in to tonight's feature event. Here's the starting grid. Michael Heinkamp, Kevin Smalley on row number 1, Chad Irvine and Wes Shire on row 2, Derek Love, Timothy Watson on row number 3, Matt Galida, Jason Hand will occupy row number 4. Mike McCullen checking in saying, I call shenanigans. I may be doing that too here. Teal72 says that was scary. Yeah, I would imagine so. Let's see if we can't get Patrick Byrne up in the booth here. Patrick, what was going on there with the race car, bud? And we've got people calling shenanigans out here in the comments.
Shenanigans is exactly what it is. Wes told me when I go when I go to Lime Rock on Saturday, if I run the soup, he was buying me a bratwurst. So I decided to throw the race. I'm going to run the soup, and I'm going to get myself that bratwurst.
So you junked your race car for a bratwurst?
Yes, sir.
That is absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much for the update out of the Infield Care Center, or mental institution, whatever it is that we're calling it this evening. Heinkamp and Smalley going to lead the field to green. Pace truck is off. Green flags in the air. We're underway. And they're wadding them up here on the start again. Timothy Watson tried to shoot the gap. He's going to get spun around with Heinkamp. Chad Irvine's going to come through to the race lead. Kevin Smalley holding in about a half second back. Wes Shire trying to get to the outside of Smalley. Look at that. Shire grabbing the cushion a little bit. Big run off the corner. I'll trademark this one there. Oh, Shire's up into the outside fence. Smalley's going to be involved as well. Zach Evans checking in with #journalism. Thank you much, sir. We appreciate that. So now it's going to be Chad Irvine and Derek Love at the front of the field. It's a 1 second lead for Irvine all the way up against the outside fence. Love running right there with them as well. This fight now between Timothy Watson and Kevin Smalley going to be the best battle on the racetrack. Or at least it was the best battle on the racetrack. Now this is a fight for the race lead. Chad Irvine, he grabs the brakes. I think he wants to play in the soup as well. Timothy Watson, Derek Love, currently the two cars that are going to transfer. Working lap number 6 of 10, just past the halfway point here of heat race number 3. Timothy Watson going to be your race leader by 2 seconds over Derek Love as they're now slow and junking stuff on the back straightaway. Chad Irvine with a massive handful of something down the back stretch. That car is all over the place. Here's Wes Shire running in the 3rd position. He's about 9 seconds back in the last car on the lead lap. He may even be in danger of going a lap down here. Mike McCullen saying, race car for bratwurst sounds like a fair trade. Yes, sir, it does to me. Patrick Byrne wants some soup. We want soup. Deceive Marketing, maybe? MKG. This is amazing. Thank you very much. Give it a like and a share if you're enjoying the disaster that this is. Off at turn number 4, checkered flag in the air. Timothy Watson going to claim the win. Then he bins it right in turn 1 after the checkered flag. Derek Love going to hold on for second. He will be your second transfer car. Wes Shire, Kevin Smalley, Chad Irvine, Matt Galina, all going to head to the Consi. And it is time for the first, so only 3 heat races here. Let's get you the results from heat number 3. Timothy Watson over Derek Love. As we mentioned, Wes Shire, Kevin Smalley, Chad Irvine, Matt Galina, Mike Heinkamp, and Jason Hand. 10 cars scheduled to take the grid here for the first consolation race of the night. This will be a C main. 15 laps the distance. Chad Irvine, Cullen Johnston on the front row. Jeffrey Davis, Matt Galina on row number 2. Rick Cleary, Chris Kresge scheduled to start in row 3. Michael Heinkamp, Nathan Ramsey in row 4. Patrick Byrne and Jason Hand in row number 5. Top 2 will transfer to the B main, at which point it will be the top, should be the top 8 cars that will transfer into tonight's 14-car feature event. Ben Carswell checking in, saying over-under on Bizzles. I think in order for it to be a Bizzle, it has to be intentional. And at this point, I don't know that the field is capable of that level of intentional driving in these cars. So Chad Irvine and Cullen Johnston going to make up the front row. Chris Kresge and Jason Hand are a did not start here. They will finish at the tail end here, I believe 23rd and 24th overall. There's Patrick Byrne trying to watt spin himself again here down the back straightaway. It's actually pretty impressive. So field's going to make their way off of turn number 4. Green flags in the air. We're underway. And they are everywhere. 4 and 5 wide. 15 laps the distance. 2 will transfer. Cullen Johnston, Matt Galina still beating the crap out of each other down the back straightaway. Oh, Matt Galina hard into the outside retaining wall. He's going to collect Mike Heinkamp and Rick Cleary with him. Patrick Byrne all the way up to the race lead from the back of the C main. Chad Irvine holding on to second. Cullen Johnston trying to work his way around Jeffrey Davis. We managed to screw this guy up last time doing this fantastic Coca-Cola paint scheme on the number 64 of Jeffrey Davis, as he is all over the place. Down to the inside. There you go. Picks up the inside berm. Well done, Jeffrey. Patrick Byrne, your race leader, by 3.5 seconds as we are working lap number 4. This race is absolutely not over, though, because all it takes is one knucklehead to lose it in front of you, and all of a sudden you're going around and trying to have to get yourself recollected here. How about Byrne? Big move into 3 and 4. Patrick Byrne's car looks fast. He's up by 5.8 seconds over the Jazz Coffee Cup of Chad Irvine. Irvine holding on to the second position by about a second and a half here over Cullen Johnston. I believe Patrick Byrne may be trying to lap the field here in the Consi. Cullen Johnston already 10 seconds back. In fact, here's Byrne. He's going to be coming around Nathan Ramsey to the outside. That was close. Little sketchy coming around Jeffrey Davis, running in the 4th position. One car up into the outside fence. That may have been Mike Heinekamp. Cross flags are out halfway home here in the C main. Chad Irvine, Cullen Johnston going to be battling here for the final transfer spot. Johnston down to the inside. He's going to claim the spot over Chad Irvine. See if Irvine's going to be able to dive back. Well, he thought about going inside. Johnston blocked the line off. Irvine way up against the fence, ripping the lip outside. Getting the back end just a little bit squirrely here. Let's take a look here. Let's go on board with Chad Irvine. You see his hands, how he's fighting the race car. Car going around right in front of him. Yes, Patrick Byrne has now lapped the field here. So we're down to 5 laps to go. This fight between Chad Irvine and Cullen Johnston's a pretty good one, though. The victor in this battle moves on. The loser goes home, or at least should be going home anyway. Johnston gets it up into the outside retaining wall. Couple of cars locked together down there on the front straightaway. That's Rick Cleary and I believe Chris Kresge. So Kresge got into this one, but it was a little bit late. Oh, man, big smack into the outside wall for Chad Irvine. Oh, and he clips the inside retaining wall. He goes around Jeffrey Davis, absolutely drills him. And that's going to put Cullen Johnston up into the transfer spot. White flag is out, 1 lap to go for Patrick Byrne. He's lapped everybody to this point. Off a turn 4, checkered flag in the air. Patrick Byrne claims the win in tonight's C main. Now he's going to loop it around and do the donuts on the front straightaway. He's going to have to hop out of the car and basically get right back in for the B main. Show you the results here from the C. Patrick Byrne, Cullen Johnston, your 2 drivers that will transfer into tonight's B main. Chad Irvine, Nathan Ramsey, Rick Cleary, Chris Kresge, Jeff Davis, Mike Heinekamp, Matt Galida, and Jason Hand all are now out of this race. And it's time for the B main, the last chance qualifier. Mark McDonald, Gary DeMoss going to make up row number 1. Wes Shire and Dave McDonald in row 2. Josiah Wellwood, Kevin Smalley on row number 3. Bill Walker, Trevor Teal on row number 4. Patrick Byrne, Cullen Johnston will make up the final row as the 2 transfer cars. And I tell you what, there's going to be a lot of really good race cars that don't make this show here tonight. Smalley, one of the drivers towards the front. in the TNT point standings. Let's bring Chad Irvine back into the booth here. Chad, what happened out there? We saw the contact, but it kind of looked like you kind of big smooth yourself out of this one. It would help if you unmuted yourself.
I was distracting myself way too much, focusing on Colin in my mirror compared to the track ahead of me, and ended up not doing the greatest there towards the end of it. I'll take a third place finish in the heat, but it doesn't do me any good.
I was going to say, it doesn't advance you in the consi here, and Patrick Byrne has now junked himself 3 times. Look at this. He's showing off here down the back straightaway.
I do want to. Oh my god! Oh my goodness! He's really having fun with it. No, he was talking. He's really excited to try to run the soup. So everybody from this does transfer over. So
I don't think so.
Basically, this is just a qualifying race. It says 10 go to the feature. There's 10 cars in this race.
Really? Because we should have only had a 14-car starting grid.
We're gonna go with 16. We'll do it live.
Yeah, we'll see what this is going to turn into then. Green flag's going to come out. We're underway. 15 laps the distance. Mark Mcdonald out to a good early lead here. Wes Shire going to grab second away from Gary DeMoss.
I think this is the cleanest start we've seen in any of the races so far.
Yeah, slightly disappointing, actually. Trouble for Bill Walker early on here. He's already 9 seconds back of your race leaders.
Track state is a lot more rubbered in than it has been, so it's going to be interesting for these guys to see how they adapt to it.
Yeah, the track's way rubbered in, and it's not going to be that way for the feature. At least I don't think so. So
from talking with the drivers, it sounds like they're kind of messing with it just to see what drivers like the most, because we just want to put on the best show that we possibly can here in the feature.
Well, we've seen a show, that's for sure. Not sure what kind of show it's been, but slide back in the pack here. Pick up Josiah Wellwood, Cullen Johnston. They're going to be fighting for the 6th position.
There is no inversion for this, by the way, so it's going to be whoever wins this is going to start inside of row number 4.
That's it. This is your starting position in this one's going to be or finishing position, I should say, is a very big deal here. It's could move you up at least 1 row, if not more.
And I don't know how much that's going to matter. I guess the biggest thing that will matter about that is just how much trouble this start gets into as we move on deeper into this and into the feature.
The other thing to bear in mind is that cautions are on for the feature race. 30 laps will be the distance, and caution laps will not count. So,
by the way, look at Bizzle already up to 3rd.
I was going to say, Patrick Byrne, how about up to 2nd, coming around Dave McDonald to the outside. He's going after race leader Mark McDonald. From the back row of the C, Patrick Byrne going to claim the race lead.
Run that soup.
That's right, we want soup.
He's just making it look so easy out there. He's already put on about 7 car lengths on Mark.
Yeah, you almost wonder, if he comes from last in the feature, you wonder if the Bratwurst bet that's in play would still come in here. Oh, sounds like we've got somebody having an issue out there on the racetrack.
There's a bunch of guys piling it up. There's a lap car getting involved with basically David McDonald. Gary DeMoss is in there as well, slowed way down. Mark McDonald. The entire field for the most part.
Yeah, let's take a look here. There's the incident with the lap car. They're going to start making contact. Oh, man. Yeah, we're junking up a bunch of race cars here all in the front straightaway.
Thankfully for these guys, they all know they make it on to the next one.
Yeah, Patrick Byrne still your race leader here over Wes Shire. The lead's 3 1/3 seconds. And I'll tell you what, if you're one of the guys who transferred directly out of the heat race, I don't know that you want to have Patrick Byrne getting as many laps as he's gotten here in the 2 consies.
I mean, I was chatting with him and with Wes and some of those guys during the pre-race warm-up session, and I mean, it was just, hey, did you discover this secret? And they were just talking back and forth like in some kind of code. They're on another wavelength with each other. They have some secret with the gearing of these cars and what you do with the steering, and they're just absolutely running away with this event.
Mike McCullen says he's going to need another beer for the feature. I will be right with you, sir. White flag already out. 15 laps going by in a hurry. Patrick Byrne down the back. Straightaway, he's going to claim the win here unless he bins it intentionally, coming to the flag. Well, he's going to show it off and do the donuts down the front straightaway. Patrick Byrne claims the win. Kevin Smalley junks him going into turn number 1.
We got a car upside down. They're still piling in. That's what we love to see. Look at that Jazz car.
Oh, that is absolutely fantastic. Gary DeMoss up into the outside wall. So now it's time for the warm-up session here. That means, quite frankly, we are going to take a very, very short break here so we can refill the beverages and get ready for the show here. You are watching the Carolina SimWorks TNT Series All-Star Race right here on the National Racing Network. All right, everybody, welcome back to Bristol Motor Speedway.
Gary!
You're watching Gary DeMoss lapping the Bristol Motor Speedway in reverse as we get ready for latte time. Aaron Smith going to be quickest in the practice session over James Curtis, Trevor Teal, Dave McDonald, Josiah Wellwood. I really don't know that practice is going to make all that much of a difference one way or the other.
One way or another. I'm going to crash you.
Yes. Oh my God. Paul Tracy joining me in the booth. Equally as disturbing coming out of Chad Irvine.
Speaking of Paul Tracy, guess who gets to watch him race this weekend?
Yes, with the wrestling mask and all coming down for the SRX Series finale at the Nashville Fairgrounds.
I got to see him come out of a cop car back when he was at Lucas Oil Raceway a couple weeks ago. I don't know if you saw that one or not.
Yes, he is.
He is something.
Yes, he is definitely something.
With the amount that he complains about the IndyCar subreddit, I'm sure his social media detectors are going off right now, just K-wire completely.
Yes. Trying to figure out what these idiots are doing, mentioning him in their silliness of a broadcast. Getting a look here at James Curtis. He was quick in practice, quick in qualifying. Well, now I believe we have, who was that going backwards around the racetrack?
A lot of people at this point, let's be honest. Now, Chris, I've got to ask you, we've called a bunch of different races from, you know, Bristol dirt with these cars. We've done multi-class GT and prototypes at night. What has been your favorite race of the Shenanigans series, as we might call it so far?
Well, this isn't even part of the Shenanigans series. That's the best part of this whole deal.
Well, you played the Shenanigans series intro,
yes,
didn't you?
I did.
So.
Yes, we did play the Shenanigans series intro. I would have to say the Aero Info Vintage Indy back in April was
Oh my goodness.
absolutely fantastic.
Oh, absolutely. As a driver in it, I mean, in all the events so far, Slocum was a ton of fun. I know you weren't on the call for that one; you were slacking off somewhere.
Yes, I was.
But I can't say that was my favorite to drive in though. I'm just trying to think of through all the different events. I mean, it all started with the soda and a smile shenanigans, and that was incredible. And that's really what started this whole thing off out of nowhere. Like we thought it was a one-time deal, and then they're like, nope, that was too much fun. Let's do this all the time.
Yeah, and now we're taking it into actual serious race series here. Taking a look at the starting grid, yeah, that's what I thought. Only 16 cars qualifying for tonight's feature event, so we didn't transfer everybody. Or at least, oh yeah, I guess we did transfer everybody out of the B-main. Anyway, Aaron Smith, James Watson gonna make up the front row. The two fastest cars of the night are gonna start this one on the front row. Timothy Watson and James Curtis will make up row number 2. Jake Quereri and Derek Love in row number 3. Row 4 will have B-main winner Patrick Byrne and Wes Shire lining up to his outside. Row number 5, Gary DeMoss and Dave McDonald. Row number 6, Cullen Johnston and Mark McDonald. Row 7, Josiah Wellwood and Trevor Teal. Row 8, Bill Walker and Kevin Smalley.
I'm sorry for laughing over you, but Patrick Byrne's already done a single donut that we haven't even gotten around turns 1 and 2 yet.
Let's take a look here. He's back
It's
here about
immediately the field started rolling and he just spun it to the inside for getting back in line.
That's fantastic.
I love these guys.
Well, now he's getting a shot in the rear end there from the 10 of Cullen Johnston. This race
I
has
was
the
racing.
potential to be an absolute mess.
I was racing hard with Cullen for the transfer spot there in the C main, and I really wanted to take it. You know, I know I had my issue on my own, but at the same time, I definitely put him into the wall at one point. I was going to give him the spot anyway because he deserves it. He's raced hard, and you look at him here in the feature. He's looking to get racy real early here as we get set to go racing.
Gecko checking in saying, OMG, this was my first Jesus stamp. Yeah, join us for the monthly shenanigans. Coming up now. Coming up next in July will be Brismans on July 24th, a 3-hour multi-class train wreck here at Bristol. Green flags out, 25 laps the distance. We're underway. We'll see how long it takes for the first caution to come out.
That endurance train wreck, speaking of cautions, is with no cautions. Oh, there's the train wreck. We're already stacking it up into turn number 3.
Aaron Smith holds on to the early lead here. They're sideways down the front straightaway. Oh, man, James Curtis, wild ride into the pit area. Sticks the landing.
Course, you're going to have to slow down and give up the time gained.
Caution flag number 1 is out on the racetrack. For this incident, all we see on our screen says James Curtis entered pit lane and Derek Love crashed. I guess
well, that's a good summary.
It's a fairly accurate description of what happened here. There was the first big hit. Wes Shire with a save of the race. Curtis just absolutely ramps himself. He's lucky he didn't get into the James Watson pit crew there.
Well, I was going to say, if he goes over that inside wall and into the pit lane, that is going to actually be a huge issue for him because he's going to have to take the toe back to the proper side of pit road. So caution laps do not count, if I remember correctly, here in the feature. So
that is correct. We're only 2 laps in. Aaron Smith going to be your race leader. Pick him up here at the front of the field. Timothy Watson running in second. Patrick Byrne third. James Watson fourth. And Wes Shire your top 5.
Look at Pat just drifting down the back straightaway. He is just making it. He's trying to spin it out there. He is just doing some shenanigans.
Yes. Of the worst kind.
I mean, it's the best kind here in this league. Hi, Gecko, by the way. I didn't get to say hello to you.
Here's the other part of this here. Double file restarts will be the norm here. Unless we don't get a lap in under green, then consecutive yellows will be single file as Bizzle and Wes Shire make contact down the back straightaway. Patrick Byrne may actually be causing some problems here because everybody else is trying to get doubled up into their appropriate positions for the restart.
But they're getting the one to go here. He better get himself settled down. Don't make me get the banhammer out there, Mr. Pat. I don't think he wants to start on the outside. I think that's legitimately what it might be.
He's going to end up with a black flag here if he's not careful about things. Race admins may have to issue an EOL penalty here to the Bizzle.
We've seen the pace that he has. He does not care about an EOL at this point.
There he is. Yeah, he's still running that inside lane here. Gecko checking in saying 3 of the pit crew were now in the medevac chopper. That is very accurate. Ben Carswell bizzling the field under yellow. That's the TNT spirit. Yeah, he really did capture the spirit of the thing here, didn't he?
That's what this is all about. It's all about having fun and making it great and making memories with people that you kind of associate with sometimes. I mean, I just jump here in the booth with you randomly and we're having fun with it and just laughing at these guys doing dumb stuff on the racetrack.
Yeah, and it looks like we may be restarting single file here. I'm not entirely sure why. Gecko says, don't make me turn this car around. So getting ready to come back to green.
Single file restart. That's the TNT tradition at this point. So that might be where that came from. And already going into the inside is Derek Love, and he's stacking them up back behind him.
Race leader hard into the outside wall. James Watson going to be collected as well. Everybody else seems to avoid Aaron Smith.
The thing that I'm wondering here is, do dirt track rules apply where it goes, since it's on the lap that the restart happened, does it go back to timing at the line? Will these guys get their positions back? We've seen this several times before.
You know what? It's a really good question because the caution came out after the lap was completed. Basically, if you get past the start-finish line, you're scoring the next lap. Now, we'll see here because Timothy Watson should theoretically be your race leader. And yeah, that's exactly what we're going to have here. It's going to be Timothy Watson, followed by Patrick Byrne, Wes Shire, Jake Querreri, and Mark Mcdonald.
And wow, some guys on the backstretch are still having issues getting going.
It doesn't surprise me here. These are the PM-18s are not built to run on dirt. They're using slick tires.
You don't say.
Let's take a look here at where is Kevin Smalley going? He's trying to filter back around to the back of the field, I think, here.
Can we get a Hot Shoe Raceware replay of that incident from Aaron Smith?
Yeah, we should be able to give you one here. Let's take a look.
See, I know all your sponsors by now. I only watch how many streams a week on here?
Take a look, get you the Hot Shoe Racewear Instant Replay. Here is race leader Aaron Smith on the restart. Green flag comes back out here. They make it across the start-finish line, so it scores the lap. And he just hooks hard into the outside wall. James Watson gets drilled. Several more cars pile in down at the bottom.
I don't know how he hooked it that hard to the right, though. That is amazing. Even in qualifying, when we suddenly had 50% track state, that was just insane to see it hook that hard to the right that quickly, because he didn't even get the back end around to start the turn.
It's almost like what you see in the sprint cars.
Oh,
they're
winding up under caution.
Yeah, we're now junking race cars under caution here. I believe that may have been Wes Shire going around. Yeah, Wes going to get himself spun back around here. I believe the total session length was something like 4.5 hours. So we're only 7 minutes in to the feature race here.
And we're going green anyway.
Yeah, green flag back out. We're underway. Timothy Watson going to lead the field into turn number 1. Patrick Byrne going to stay right there with him.
Mr. Soup himself trying to get the lead here. He's got the pace, but Timothy Watson put up a good fight. They've got a large gap back to the rest of the field.
Mark Mcdonald already 2 seconds back.
Battle for the lead, and it's going to go to the hands of Patrick Byrne. At this point, just going to be damage control and staying out of trouble for him.
Yeah, Patrick Byrne has been, quite frankly, I don't want to say surprisingly quick, but he wasn't. He was top 3, top 5 maybe in practice and qualifying. Caution flag back on the speedway here at lap number 6.
It's
Gary
Cullen
DeMoss
Johnson
and
Gary
Cullen
DeMoss,
Johnston.
Yeah. Wow. I mean,
DeMoss got it up into the outside retaining wall. Keep your eye on that number 10 machine, though. He slides up the racetrack, picks up Gary. Gary doing some gymnastics in the catch fence here. Tough break for that car, as he's probably going to have to tow back to the pit area.
that's unfortunate there for Mr.
Oh,
DeMoss.
man, now we're still wadding stuff up under caution. I think they were trying to get Gary unhooked off the catch fence.
They've done that, but now he is upside down.
Now he's upside down, so somebody else is going to have to hit him to flip him right side back up here.
No.
Patrick Byrne going to come back to the front of the field. Timothy Watson also will slot in here at the front.
I would like to think that that's good to see that he gets his spot back because he was just trying to help a friend. But at the same time, I'd love to see him run through the field again.
I was going to say, let's just get him an EOL every time the caution flag comes out. Race admins, let's make that happen here, please.
Oh, and Gary is still upside down. Is he going to get a flip? They're trying.
Let's take a look here. There's one of the Rust Racing cars that's now carrying Gary DeMoss. Drills him into the outside wall.
Into the inside wall. Not to the... Oh, my goodness. So, I think this might be where DLC cars come from.
Yeah, let's see who else is going to be able to hit Gary. Oh, now they got him tumbling. There's Gary DeMoss. Flipped back right side up. Well done, team. Saving Gary from having to take the tow.
That's the best track crew I've seen so far.
Yeah, really. Quick work by the track crew.
Can we get like National Geographic out here giving us some narration? Now here you see the PM-18 in their natural habitats, getting set for themselves to get set under racing once again.
Oh my goodness.
Crikey, my car!
Oh, Gecko, you are absolutely fantastic. This is how Skippies are made.
Gecko, I love you, man. I know Gecko very well. We've done a bunch of Nitro Circus races together, whether it's the super late models or everything. Oh, yep, Deceive, MKG. What teamwork? Exactly. Perfect teamwork from everybody. We appreciate everybody watching here on National Racing Network. And do we have a double file restart? Okay.
I hope so. Mike McCullen's saying this is delightfully stupid. Yes, it is. This is...
Hey, now I have to say, I sent Mike a bunch of flags from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He got his and had his wife hold one up. It is taller than she is, and she's holding up her arms to spread out, and it still has some drooping on the floor. Chris, I'll get you yours soon. I can't wait to see those in your backdrop on stream.
Yes, that is going to be an absolutely epic display that they will be turned into. Thank you, everybody who is tuning in on Twitch and on YouTube. We're getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Byrne absolutely skunks the field on the restart. Timothy Watson going to be battling with Mark Mcdonald, but that fight won't last for long.
And Byrne almost to the outside wall. He's going to give a huge run here to Mr. Watson.
Big fight back in the pack here. This is Derek Love, Josiah Wellwood. Wes Shire's in this fight as well.
Did we see 4 wide? Oh, there's some contact there. Oh, my goodness. These guys are battling hard.
Yeah, they're using up the race cars, that's for sure. Seeing one car going around. Caution flag will fly.
It's going to be the 47 of Kevin Smalley and somebody else there with them.
Yeah, looks like Kevin Smalley, Cullen Johnston going to be involved here. Johnston starts to slide up the racetrack. He hooks it down into Smalley. They come to a stop here on the straightaway. A little synchronized swimming in the dirt.
I was going to say, man, what is this, the Olympics? We've got another couple weeks for that, don't we?
You can't, I don't think we can say that word, can we?
The Olympics.
It's like the Ooper Bowl. We can't say that one either.
The Super Bowl?
Yes, something like that.
The International 5 Rings Competition. How's that?
The Fanless Fiasco in Tokyo. God, that sounds like a bad anime or something. Anyway, all the weebs that are watching just went absolutely ballistic.
Laughs and memes are what this is all about here. By the way,
it sounds like somebody's up in the wall here. Jake Querreri into the outside fence.
If you guys are new to the National Racing Network, wherever you might be watching, make sure you hit that follow button or subscribe or whatever it might be, because we put on stuff like this all the time. Something to promote, just kind of talking about it since we were talking about our other shenanigans races. Crownhurst, Chris, are you ready?
Crownhurst is going to be spectacular. That's coming up in August. That will be the Silver Crowns running at Bathurst with several Australians and New Zealanders playing the part of kangaroos, driving Skip Barbers around, basically just trying to blow people up. We're also going to have GTPs and jumpy trucks out there as well to act as a semi-safety crew to try to get the Crowns flipped back over when they infallibly wreck because they can't make a right-hand turn.
The announcing makes this race 200 times better. I definitely agree, Mr. MKG. We have a ton of fun doing it, and we're glad you're here to watch it.
I was going to say, give it a share, give it a like. If you're watching on YouTube, you can even join as a subscriber, help pay the bills for these things. Pretty cheap, too. We're easy and cheap. We work for beer most of the time. I believe...
Is that what they pay you over at Linda's?
Yeah, I don't even have to go to Linda's. That's the best part. I get to produce those from the comfort of the worldwide broadcast
Oh my God,
headquarters.
I thought they were going back to green. I was going to say Pat just lost it again. He's all over the place, man. Anyway, back to your regularly scheduled program. Whoever the pace car driver is having a fun one out there.
Yes, it's the pace truck driver may lead the race in laps led by the time we get to the end of this thing.
By the way, I'm not sure officially with iRacing's timing and scoring. I'm showing there's 15 minutes left here in the session, so it was set for a 30-minute, 25-lap feature. We'll have to see how that plays out.
Yeah, well,
whichever
that means,
one comes first.
I was going to say that means we're pretty darn close to this being a time-limited race here as green flag's back in the air. We're underway. Byrne again gets a great restart. Mark Mcdonald trying to get to the inside of Timothy Watson. Not quite close enough, and caution is out. Trevor Teal, unfortunately, having an issue on the racetrack.
Racing the cube cast design of the Jazz Cup.
Oh, he
and
got into
collects
Cullen
his-
Johnston. That's a very soft caution flag from the iRacing officials
that wasn't Cullen Johnson. That was James Curtis.
Or James Curtis.
I recognize that surge car
We're
anywhere.
still junking race cars up under caution here.
And Gary DeMoss barely slows up in time. Multiple cars into the wall after that. Oh my goodness. Now we've got the leaders passing the pace truck.
Patrick
What are
Burns
these
slides
guys-
to a stop.
Oh
Now
my-
he's going to
wait a
take
minute.
out.
They're in contact. This could be terrible. Oh, they're still junking them.
We're still wadding up race cars here. And at this point,
Oh, and he gets plowed from behind.
I have no
Oh, this is
idea. I say they're hooked together. They may have to take the tow here.
I think one of them is going to have to. And Patrick
now they
coming over
get
the radio telling
separated.
him- They got separated, but now is this going to impact his starting position on the restart?
I would
'Cause
tend
he
to
was
think
behind
so.
For so long. This is, I don't know.
Currently at the front of the field, it's going to be Mark McDonald.
These laps do not count under caution.
Ben Carswell
Pat-
checking in, saying, can confirm NRN employees are cheap and easy. Yes, we are. Gecko says we can borrow his kangaroo. Do you actually have a kangaroo?
Well, he is from New Zealand, I believe. He is from Oceania. I know that much. And great person as well.
That's far too big of a word to use here.
Now
Okay,
you can, Mr. Gecko, if you want to jump in, you can be a kangaroo in that race. Your job is basically to drive a Skippy and cause havoc, as I hear Mr. Graham crack open another beer.
Yes, this is Busch Beer number 2 for the feature event here. Patrick Byrne does get his spot back, as does Timothy Watson. They made the initial contact, so everybody gets in line here, but this is one of the things where, and maybe we can have you handle this one for us here, Chad. We may want to tell these guys, hey, knock off the shenanigans. You're losing green flag racing time here because it is time-limited racing.
Yeah, I don't think they realize that, but I don't really have a way to communicate with them unless you want to bring me back into the server. But yeah, I'm not going to bother with these guys. Are going to race hard. They're going to have their fun. But
yes, this is what year was that at the Winston? Oh, I think that's another one we're not allowed to say. The NASCAR All-Star race, when they took the green flag, and by the time they got to turn 1, it was raining. 97,
oh, they brought out all the backup
maybe.
cars. That was,
Yeah, they pulled all the backup cars. I think it was 97. May have been the T-Rex year.
It was not the T-Rex year because the T-Rex dominated that race. It was a couple of years before that, if I remember right.
But
yeah,
that's kind of what this feels like.
The T-Rex dominating that race is exactly why the T-Rex ended up banned.
Yes.
But not a huge jump this time from Mr. Pat Byrne.
He's going to have a lead of about 4 car lengths as they come off of turn number 2. Mark McDonald, James Watson going to be fighting for the 3rd position. Aaron Smith catching back up here too. Watson looks to the inside through 3 and 4. Smith way up to the outside. Slide job turn 1. Nice pass there, James Watson. He's going to grab 3rd.
If my timing is right.
Caution is out.
I was going to say, my time is right. Your front 2 had a 3-second gap back to 3rd position.
Yeah, it was huge, but unfortunately, caution flag going to fly on the racetrack. Looks like potentially trouble here for Derek Love. Big hit into turn number 1. Oh, man, Gary DeMoss absolutely drills him. More race cars hooked together here. iRacing Pace Truck does absolutely nothing. My goodness. That's, there you go. That maneuver actually is illegal in 37 countries.
In 24 states, I think?
Something like that. We may have to start blurring out footage here. I don't know how we would do that live, but some of this stuff may have to get an adult content warning on it or something.
All right, I'm going to jump down into the driver's chat real quick, Mr. Graham, and I'm going to alert the drivers to say, hey, you guys are going to run out of time under green here, so get your stuff together, all right?
All right, there you go. So we'll get Chad Irvine back here in just a moment because, unfortunately, they're running 4 or 5 pace laps every time there's a caution flag. And then the added caution laps that they're running here with some of the shenanigans could lead to this race finishing under caution here. It will be 11 laps going up on the scoreboard. So once again, I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us here on a fantastic Tuesday night. Nothing on the air tomorrow night for us because we're going to have 3 separate broadcasts going on at once here on Thursday night. We're going to kick things off at 8 p.m. with the Ezra IndyCar Series from the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve up in Montreal. At the same time, the High Side Hustle with Burt Wojcik and Adam Rubright will be doing a watch-along party for the first night of the King's Royal at the Eldora Speedway. Then coming up after the Ezra race, we'll have the Indy Pro 2000 Series event as well. So 2 iRacing broadcasts and some real-world racing content all coming up here on Thursday night. Friday night, real-world racing radio style from the Linda Speedway, Jonestown, Pennsylvania. Casey Kreider will be handling the call on that one. We will be producing here from the World Broadcast headquarters of the National Racing Network. Then on Sunday night, round number 2 of the High Slide Cup Series playoffs. So a lot of racing action coming up here for you right here on the National Racing Network.
Did you say the World Broadcast headquarters for the National Racing Network? How does that work?
Yes.
Should it be the National Broadcast headquarters?
No.
For the No?
No.
Green
flag's back out.
You only need 1 location to be worldwide, but you need 2 locations to be nationwide.
That is correct. Mark Mcdonald fighting an ill-handling race car. Here's Aaron Smith trying to get to the inside of him. James Watson going to lose a couple of spots there on the restart. Patrick Byrne holding on to the race lead. Here's Smith looking to the outside.
Mr. Byrne can't be happy about that one. He's been pushing hard, leading this whole race.
How about we've got a new race leader here at the front of the field, and the caution flag is out.
That's Wes Shire in that one.
Show you the pass for the race lead here first. Timothy Watson coming around Patrick Byrne. Byrne just slides up the racetrack just a little bit, and it was enough to let Timothy Watson by. Right as that was happening, the caution flag comes out for Josiah Wellwood, Wes Shire, and Cullen Johnston.
And
Shire into the outside wall.
Smalley was in that one as well. He's now sitting on pit road. Wow. This race is taking a turn because now you see Mr. Patrick Byrne is... Wait, I'm still showing him scored in the lead. Did he get his lead back?
He may, well, you got to remember, iRacing does not do instantaneous scoring. They do sort of use a variation on scoring loops.
So it looks like Patrick Byrne's going to get his lead back. Wow.
Gecko saying Universal World International Broadcasting Network. Let's go. Yeah, we're pretty close to that. We're huge in Chile. And apparently Japan when we do these special event series races.
I remember watching a couple of the broadcasts back, and we've seen comments from everywhere from, we've seen Japan, we saw what, was it Japan with the Silver Crowns as well?
Possibly, yeah. I know we have a ton of South American viewers on the Silver Crowns. Big shout out to those fine folks down there in South America if you're watching this evening. If you are, I'm not entirely sure why, but we'll take it. Give it a like and a share if you're enjoying the content here.
Now, Chris, I have to ask, is a hot dog a sandwich?
Negative, Ghost Rider.
It is a taco. You were right.
No, it's not a taco either. Don't even try to bring up the cube rule here.
Why not? This is a cube rule channel. I'm gonna get all riled up here.
This is a cube. Yeah, this is a cube rule race if I've ever seen one.
Are we seeing bump drafting at Bristol Dirt in an open wheel car under caution?
Well, yeah, because damage is turned off. The damage is off, and Timothy Watson may be just setting up the dump of race leader Patrick Byrne. Mark McDonald runs third. Aaron Smith fourth. James Watson fifth. Jake Querreri up in the sixth position. I was going to say, now they're going to have to get doubled up here. Jake Querreri is going to restart on the outside of road number 3. Road number 4 will have James Curtis and Derek Love. Dave McDonald, Cullen Johnston on road number 5. Wes Shire, the final car on the lead lap. Kevin Smalley's out of the race here in the 13th position. Gary DeMoss is still turning laps, surprisingly.
These guys are getting ready to go back green, but this is a huge restart for Patrick Byrne. If a caution comes out now, the race is over. We are under 2 minutes.
Oh, big hit. Couple of hard hits into the outside wall.
There's no way that is not the race. We are under 2 minutes remaining.
That may be the race here. That was huge.
There were multiple cars involved in that one.
Aaron Smith involved in that one. Mark McDonald. Gary DeMoss got a big piece of it. Jake Querreri may have actually been the first car that hit the wall. Let's get you another look at the replay here. Keep your eye on that orange and black 311 machine to the outside. Oh, he got drilled into the outside wall.
Now, to quote the great Larry Mack, put a little twist on it, Patrick Byrne won this race.
Let's show you the time clock here. We're going to be down inside of 60 seconds remaining.
Now, the big thing for Pat here is don't do anything dumb under caution that would cause you to lose it.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. He's trying to wad it up here for sure, but
with as long as these cautions have taken, unfortunate to see, but oh man, I think that's it. Yeah, that has to be.
Now we do have, and I'm not sure how iRacing handles these, but there is a green-white checkered option available. I'm not sure if it gives you the one-lap shootout once the clock runs out.
I've never run a time or a green-white checker that's run into the timing limit, so that's interesting. Yeah, we'll have to see. Is this like SRX for the last 5 laps or whatever? It's the last 6 laps have to count?
Yeah, something like that. We'll see. We've crossed 30 minutes in time here, just past the halfway point. Timothy Watson dumps Patrick Byrne. Everybody is now junked on the front straightaway here. We'll see. Yeah, I did not see a checkered flag come out here.
I didn't see a white flag come out either. Oh, Gary's getting now punted by Patrick Byrne. Patrick's going to get back to the point, and he's going to get blocked. He gets blocked. What is going on with Timothy Watson now blocking him? Everybody trying to get to the
bizzles front. Are flying everywhere.
I never saw a white flag. I just see yellow. What is oh my goodness. Everybody piling
There's the
here.
checkered flag, and Jake Quereri is the first car across the checkered flag. We'll see what official timing and scoring numbers say, but I believe Jake Quereri may have won this race.
Jake Quereri won this race. What in the world? Jake has... Wait a minute.
I have
I'm
no
seeing-
idea what's going on here at this point. Timing and scoring
am-
is absolutely grenading. Let's see what iRacing is telling us as our feature results here.
Can we... Let's see if we can't bring...
This says Jake Quereri won the race.
See if we can't bring James Watson in here. I want to get a word from him because he is the one in terms of race control. James, do you have a copy?
Yeah, James, do you have us here, bud?
Yeah, I don't.
What's the ruling here?
I have no. To me, I think it still be how it was beforehand, because passing cars under yellow and taking the win when there's no actual going back to green. Yeah, that's what we see. So yeah, I disqualified him because that's not cool.
Okay, wait. So who is getting disqualified here?
Jake Curry, because he blew by everyone as we were coming to the checkered when we were still under yellow.
Okay, so then does that make Dave Mcdonald your race winner?
No, I'm going back to how it was.
So the field
was
is frozen when the caution came out. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I can go back to that actual lineup. All I know from memory is that Patrick was first, Tim was second, Aaron Smith was third, I was fourth, and I'm trying to remember fifth.
we can go to the video review on that because we definitely have that here on the stream. We appreciate you clearing that up because we had no idea what was going on up here in the booth.
Yeah, we didn't either. Yeah, I'm very bitter about it, but that's more of a personal thing. But yeah, this was a lot of bad.
Oh,
well,
that's
man,
fantastic.
Thanks for jumping up here in the booth. I know you didn't have the best result that you were looking for, but...
All right, so there you go. There's James Watson. Let's bring in the guy who's going to be declared your race winner this evening, Patrick Byrne. Bratwurst for everybody, brother.
Let's go. I am stoked. I mean, I ran the soup. I feel like I killed it out there.
You were running away with it. It was incredible to watch. Just talk about your battle there between you and I think it was Timothy Watson.
So me and Timothy were fighting real hard, and it screwed him over once, and he was screaming about it. I've heard him talk about the Paul Tracy incident in 2002 at Indy, and I'm like, so if you're annoyed at this, you agree that Paul Tracy won the Indy 500 because of timing line, and he was arguing with me over that. And then the timing line saved me. He passed me. He was ahead of me for the full lap. Caution comes out right before we cross start-finish line. I'm like, screw it. Paul Tracy did not win that race. That was Elliot Castro-Nevers's race. I agree.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That was a ton of fun to watch. And what did you think about these cars on dirt, especially with the soup and the heat format?
I loved it. I don't know about everyone else, but I mean, I won the race. I gotta love it. I'm no Kyle Busch.
Oh my goodness!
You're gonna have to watch this broadcast back. I brought out my Larry McReynolds impression a couple of times here, so.
Yeah,
hell yeah!
Something tells me Patrick may be enjoying something out of a pink funnel here at some point in the next 24 hours or so.
Chad, for Lime Rock.
Chad, you'll get that joke about 60 seconds after we go off air.
I've got it already. I am well aware.
Now, Patrick, to kind of ask the serious question here, it seemed like there were 4 or 5 of you guys that really had this figured out. Was it something in setup? Was it in driving style? I mean, I know you're always good at these kind of dumpster fire races anyway.
So Wes made the setup. All of us 5 really fast guys were on Wes's setup. Me, Wes, and James really figured out in practice. The trick is 3rd, 4th, 5th. Everyone else was staying in a single gear, kind of sliding the car around, and the trick was to keep it as straight as possible, not try and get it super sideways. James really had it mastered. He just kept getting screwed over all throughout the race. Wes was trying to make it up. It was really just me and Timothy at the end that really had it dialed in, and I just had him beat on the restarts. His car kept trying to hook into the wall on those restarts.
Well, it was a ton of fun here tonight. Yeah, that race was a little bit of a dumpster fire, but we'll take it. Who do you want to thank here for this one? I'm sure you got a laundry list of sponsors you want to talk about.
I'd like to thank Big Red. If you don't chew Big Red, you know how it goes. I'd also, again, like to thank Jason Owens, not only for putting this on, allowing me to laugh, but I've got his face plastered all over the side of my car. Of course, I've got to thank that guy. I'd like to thank you two making these broadcasts happen. And I'd like to thank Bristol Motor Speedway and whoever was having some fun the night before they decided, let's throw some dirt on this track. So it was a good time.
Oh, that was absolutely fantastic. Patrick, thank you very much. We appreciate that one. Let's see who else we can talk to here.
Let's get Wes in here. I want to talk to Wes for a second.
All right, let's bring Wes Shire into the booth for an interview here. He was just saying something to somebody. He's now going to miss the rest of that conversation. Chad, go ahead. I know you wanted to talk to Wes here.
Yeah, Wes, how the heck do you make a dirt setup for a car that doesn't belong anywhere near dirt?
My setup philosophy was as such. I need all the grip, and I need nothing to bind in the car. And so I went super soft everything, super high everything, disconnected the roll bars, and went minimum downforce, and hoped it worked. And lo and behold, it did.
I know the feature didn't go as cleanly or as caution-free as we wanted it to, but kind of talk us through, what did you think of the race overall tonight?
I think with a little bit of time to actually prep and figure out what track state would really produce the best racing, I think it could actually be viable, particularly with cautions off. But yeah, that was an experience.
That was 4 hours of your life you're never going to get back. That is absolutely fantastic. I can't believe you guys actually had a serious discussion on setups here. As we see the pace truck still turning laps here. I guess he's not entirely sure what's going on there, but
the pace truck is the real winner.
Yes, it is. Now, Wes, we've got 2 more weeks coming up here for the TNT PM-18 All Oval Series presented by Carolina Simworks. You're in the hunt for a championship here. Does this make for a nice respite from the thought process of setups and really kind of worrying about a championship there? Or are you now fully on let's get to Phoenix?
I completely forgot there was a championship and that I was leading it.
So if there was one driver that might want to make a TNT comeback that you might want to share a setup with, do you think who would it be?
I'd have to say either Christian Jasper or you, Chad.
Oh, okay, perfect.
I was really hoping you would come up with 2 different names for that, Wes. All right, buddy, thank you very much. We appreciate the time here. And I tell you what, we should probably get off the air here before we actually blow something up. This race has been well, here, let's see.
I have to say, you know what, before we wrap this up, I do have to give a huge thanks to Jason Owens. I mean, he's part of the reason this is all possible and how this whole thing started and all the shenanigans and everything. Shout out to Mike McCullen saying this is a dumpster fire. Hope you enjoy the flags, buddy. You have a great one out there.
Yes, a delightful dumpster fire is what he corrected that comment to say. So, yeah, this one was a lot of fun here tonight. And quite frankly, the fun dumpster fires seem to be what draw the viewers in too. So shoot us a message here, DM the pages and all that stuff if you like the content. But with that, we're going to wrap up tonight's night of broadcast mediocrity. For Chad Irvine, my name is Chris Graham. It has been a pleasure to have you with us this evening. We will talk to you on Thursday night. Whole lot of action coming up there. You don't want to miss it. Have a good night, everybody.